All right, everybody, welcome back. Well, I'll tell you what, Access 7 proud once again this year to be the broadcast partner of the Balfour Classic, the finest early season high school hoops basketball tournament in, well, in the province of Saskatchewan. Hoops and basketball, of course, being the same thing, so that's a little bit redundant. But we'll move right along. Of course, we have the man who launched the Classic and is now the caretaker, make sure it runs beautifully year after year, as he also tries to win it year after year as head coach of the Balfour Senior Boys. Glen Fekula is here, and one of his players, one of his outstanding young players, I guess this year emphasis on the young, Mitch Jackson is here. The athletic Mitch at the table.
Yes.
Yes. Glen, we'll start with you. Another top-notch lineup. Of course, the action gets underway Thursday. Tell us about the draw a little bit.
Well, yeah, we're fortunate enough again to have many of the top-ranked teams in the province at our tournament. Which, as soon as you have collected the top-ranked teams, and you get the attention, people want to see what happens. And sort of the format of it has been all Saskatchewan for a number of years, and it's an early look-see at kind of who's who of once you've got these teams rounded up. So we have two of the top two teams out of Saskatoon. There was a big 16-team tournament there a couple weeks ago, and they faced each other in the final. Evan Hardy narrowly beating Holy Cross in the boys' final, and we got Evan Hardy girls coming down, and then many of the top-ranked, perennially strong programs in the city of Regina here. So we're excited again.
And always a great chance for you to use this Classic as a measuring stick.
It's good,
the teams that are coming in.
Yeah, it's good that way too. I mean, you have them all coming to you early in the season, and I mean, that's part of the thing. It's like probably any other sports events. Once you have certain people coming and they all know they're coming, then they all want to be there, right? That's sort of that gets stronger just by the nature of how you're forming the field, and so yeah, everyone wants to kind of see who's who, and the timing is right. It's actually a few days later this year than basically a weekend later, so teams are even a little more fine-tuned than they are in past years, and so it's going to be interesting.
Maybe introduce us to this young man here, Mitch Jackson. I saw he put down about 25 points in a game in the league last week, so yeah, obviously he's the guy who's going to be key for you.
He sure is. Yeah, Mitch is a grade 11 student, 6'7" forward that, to be honest with you, is as athletic forward as there's been in Regina here. I mean, he's in junior boys basketball last year here, he probably had 30 dunks in the games, and this year he's probably got 10 or 12 already. So it's a fun guy to watch here. You know, when he's attacking the basket, you know that if there's a possibility, he's going to be taking it hard to the rim. So, certainly more than just an athletic guy who slam dunks the ball here. He's real polished scorer, a member of the provincial teams, and just somebody that's working towards being highly sought after here at the next level of basketball. So we're real fortunate and happy to have him.
Mitch, you got a taste of this. I know you were the junior boys team last year, but you obviously got a taste of this the last couple of years, being around it, not playing though. But so I imagine you're excited to strut your stuff on the home floor this weekend.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited. I've been looking forward to playing in the Senior Classic all my years at Balfour, and just going there and watching has inspired me to playing in. I've always looked forward to the atmosphere, and it's got a good team going into it, so hopefully the best.
Now, Glen mentioned that you're a guy that can throw it down. Yeah. You've had some dunks. Are you taking part in the slam dunk competition?
I am, yeah. I was informed that I'll be taking part in it, so got to get prepared for that.
All right, let's do the early scouting. Yeah, I'm sure they've been scouting you since about grade 8, so I'm not really. 6'7".
Yeah.
Still growing?
I believe so, yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of 6'7" playing their first year of senior ball, you're more than 110 pounds. You've got a wide body, so you've got room to fill in. How do you do down low in the paint where the guys may not be as tall, but they're a little bit thicker?
Not bad. I got to work with what I got, but I usually just I don't really have as much weight as some of the guys down there, so I really just have to put my effort into it and get lower than them and work the angles and stuff like that.
Glen, I talked about the slam dunk competition. Whenever there's a slam dunk competition, if you're a basketball fan, you've got to get your interest piqued. And I know that you've got not just high school players, but there's some guys from university, from senior ball. Who have you got?
Yeah, this year we've got actually 2 returning champions in Connor Burns and Paul Garreau from the University of Regina. They won a few years ago here. Joe DeSimon has won it last year, but he's down at Colorado State, I believe, in Fort Collins, and so he won't be back, but Mitch is going to be in there as well. We have a young fellow whose name escapes me that graduated from Luther last year that was a guard that apparently is really throwing it down. And we've got a member of the U of R track club, the triple jumper, long jumper that played at Riffle here, and I'm trying to think of his name as well, that can really play basketball at Riffle but not after high school, that can really get up. So we've kind of got, and necessarily just people that are basketball players, but people that can really jump and get off the ground. And so it's always fun. I mean, we started that probably 12 years ago. I mean, it packs it in on Friday night at 7:45 to 8:45. We start with the invitational ladies, really, or three-point shooting competition, because once again we've got many U of R Lady Cougars,
right.
We've got high school players, we've got, so it's kind of fun to watch that head-to-head, and then followed by the men shooting, and then the slam dunk. So between 7:45 and 8:45, gym is usually packed, and of course we allow people to come in and sit around on the court here, you know, if we need the extra space. So it's a fun atmosphere, and I think a lot of people annually look forward to it. So
I think the hamstring is keeping Pistol Pete from participating.
Exactly what's keeping me out. Yeah, the hamstring. Glenn, you mentioned when we talked earlier, your team's faced adversity probably more than you thought you deserved, certainly this early in the season. You knew you were young going in, right, and then you got younger by way of injury. Yeah,
we picked up a couple of our football players, picked up some lasting souvenirs from late in the season, and Liam Schwartz, who would have been our starting point guard, partially tore his ACL, and Brady McKay, playoff game against Riffle here, I was all down on the ground and came in to tackle him and broke a collarbone. So a collarbone is, you know, it's typically 6 to 8 weeks here, but his fragmented and needed a plate and 9 screws, so longer time than that. And Liam has got a brace now, and you know, is hoping to try and get back and play and so on. But yeah, we only had the 2 returning grade 12, so that, you know, and Brady was on the provincial team this past summer for Basketball Saskatchewan, and Liam has been on provincial team, so they're top flight players. So, you know, hopefully they can both work their way in, and maybe later in the season it may all work out. But it's unfortunate for them as grade 12s to, you know, you're looking forward to it, and to miss a portion of the season, whatever that will be. So yeah, that happens with sports. You know, you play long enough, you're going to pick up something along the way. But those are 2 pretty serious injuries. So
when we get down to the nitty gritty this season, and there's a ton of basketball to be played between now and then, who do you see as the last couple teams standing in the city? Yeah, it's tough, you know, like in a preseason ranking of coaches, it was Campbell #1, we were 2. I mean, again, this is before, you know, injuries, etc. The Boldest was 3, Sheldon was 4, so those are the top 4. And I mean, all those teams are good programs. They're going to improve, you know, and you always need a little luck and so on. So I mean, any of those 4, Campbell's the team to beat right now. They're undefeated in Saskatchewan here, and you know, they've got a couple of injuries to deal with too. But I mean, that's just, you know, it's going to happen to everybody at some point in the season here. So yeah, they're the veteran squad. They you know, it's led by 6'7" Mac Burns and Connor Gorman, 2 standout athletes there, and a good supporting cast. So. You know, probably everyone's gunning for them, so that's okay right now for everyone else, you know.
Those that want to go, very affordable.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, we hope so. You know, we do a lot of extra things around our tournament too, you know, and I mean, those things are not inexpensive. We have luncheon at the Saskatchewan Science Center where everyone comes in and you know, watches an IMAX film. We take the entire theater. We have Weston Dressler and Mike McCullough coming to speak to the teams for a few minutes before the film. We have, of course, a luncheon to follow. We have the slam dunk competition. We have a 3-on-3 RCBA tournament on Saturday morning. You know, lots of different things going on. So yeah, in terms of the cost, it's $15 for the tournament pass, or $6 a day. So I mean, it's, you know, you get right up close to the action here. High school basketball, where there's great crowds, and I mean, obviously I'm biased, I'm in the game, but it's just it's a great atmosphere, and it's very positive. I mean, it's just everyone's working, you know, working hard to compete, and everyone's into it, and it's just a lot of fun. Awesome. Well, thanks so much for doing this. Best of luck with the tournament, Mitch. Don't bust the backboards, because that just delays play and just kills your momentum. Yeah, we can't do that. Just ding them up a little. Good luck. All right, thanks. Hey, folks, big time event this weekend, of course, the Balfour Classic. Big time event next November. Never too early to preview that, so stick around.